Hey everyone, Gary here from Peacekeeper's Armory with another build I completed today. This is another Gary Morris upgrade that I got from a customer. They wanted the NeoPixel treatment with the Profi board. So this was built originally by Gary Morris. I forget what board it had. I think I got it empty actually for this one. But I did make a couple aesthetic changes as well, so I'm just going to go over kind of everything and a quick little how-to for the new owner. So for the blade plug, I did change it. It came with this, however, it was slightly different. It had it was all kind of bunched up at the top, whereas this one I lowered it a little bit, so it has like this tiered effect, so you can see down into the blade. I thought that was kind of cool, almost like a pseudo Darth Sidious emitter. So that turned out really nice in there. It is a 1-inch blade, so make sure you got that. This used to have a black AV switch, and now we upgraded that to a, he supplied a Robert Sotomayor brass dual tactile switch, which turned out really nice. It's actually quite easy to hit both of these, or specifically which one you want. I prefer the up and down method, but the left and right is actually now going to be one of my favorites. For this is a kill key for the recharge port, easy access to charge your battery. This was a normal brass recharge key that we got for this. I'm sorry, a kill key that we got for this, but it didn't fit, so I chucked it up in the lathe, which I'm still learning on, and managed to get a nice finish, which is easy with brass, so I've been told, but we got it down to fit, and then I laid a little circle on the top just to kind of, when it gets weathered, to give it a little more uniqueness. This was a silver screw. Replaced that with a black one just to kind of match the aesthetic a little more. All the outside weathering was done by Gary Morris or whoever installed it after he made the parts. And that's pretty much it for the outside. Now going on to the inside, there are some extensive changes to this, mostly in the finish. So there was a lot of bright blue and red paint, I think it was paint, it wasn't powder coat, on this chassis on the inside. It looked kind of cool, but I wasn't feeling it for the Saber, and I ran it by the new owner who approved my idea, so I stripped it down completely. We gave it a nice aluminum, weathered aluminum finish to somewhat match the outside of the hilt, and then this wasn't here at all. It only worked for a premium speaker, the flat speaker. So I contacted Matthew Dooley, who is a lot more proficient with his lathe at the moment compared to me, and he was nice enough to work up a small brass sleeve to put over a plastic speaker chamber, fit right over the top of this, right over the end of this, I'm sorry, and there was already room inside the hilt lengthwise for it to fit. So it worked like a charm. We got a nice bass speaker in here from Smuggler's Outpost. Thing is loud as hell. And then apart from that, the only things I really did was I changed out all the tubing. So I added copper tubes instead of, I think it was aluminum in there for the wire routing. And then we swapped out aluminum and brass for copper and brass. What I also did was I put some silver, or I think it's a nickel, I'm sorry, stainless steel mesh in there. I don't know what this originally was for. I was going to try and fit an LED underneath on the inside. I didn't quite fit with the battery. So for accessing that battery, you just have to pull this grub screw, or unscrew this screw out. You can slide this off, and then the battery is going to be on the flip side. The speaker is connected to the bottom part of this chassis, so you will need to slide it off carefully because you don't want to pull it all the way off and rip the wires out, but there is enough length to pull it out completely. However, I don't recommend having this go past the end of the inner chassis. So once it kind of reaches the end just enough to access the entire battery, I would just stop there because there's no need to go the other way or to go any further. And then just carefully put this back on, making sure you don't pinch the wires in the process. So it's not really made for hot swapping, but it does give you that removable battery ability, such in case the battery goes bad. That way you don't have a ruined build. Let's see. So we got the covered all of that. This crystal's kind of cool. I haven't got to see it in action yet, but supposedly if you have the light on it long enough, once you cut the light or cut the power, the crystal will glow for a little bit afterwards. which is pretty cool. And it's a really nice shaped, looks very natural crystal. So that turned out pretty nice. It's blue, but any of the colors, which you'll see, show through it just nice. So in my opinion, this saber was begging to have a gold amber blade, so that's what I made default. And you can see the light kind of flicker there. It's not really doing that per the eye. It's just the camera showing that, but it is giving a nice pulse for it to be ready to go. NeoPixel straw hat is going to match everything the main blade does for the most part. So this is Profi OS 3.9. So when you turn it on, you just have to hit the auxiliary and then the power button at the same time with the blade facing up. And then you can rotate it to get the color change. I can't go all the way over to blue because you won't be able to see it. I guess through there, but so it's pretty sweet. The way I have it set up, like I've been doing. Once you save the color, it's going to stay that way. You turn it off. You turn it back on. It's going to save that color. But as soon as you switch fonts, this only has one, so it's going to go back to the original font. Obelisk. And then it will. Go back to the original default color. That way you don't have to try and search for that color every time. I'm going to put a couple more fonts on here before I ship it out, but I just wanted to showcase this. And then also to kind of show the blade holder. Turned out, or I'm sorry, the blade plug. Turned out really nice. So yeah, for the client, I hope you enjoy your saber. I'm going to hopefully get this out to you in the next day or two after I adjust some of the fonts. And then I'll see you guys on the next one.